army is not saying we'll go for war. The president, the prime minister, not saying we should go for war. Indian anchors want a war. I don't know for what reason, for what joy.
We just want to get the ear of a parent. We want to get the eyes or a side profile of a parent, or we'll get fired from the job. So it all comes from the higher order. We blame the reporters for being very jingoistic, but it's actually the editors who should be really blamed for, spreading this or even encouraging all of this.
Say that PM Narendra Modi did this, but then you can say PM Narendra Modi did this ghastly act, or you can say PM Narendra Modi did this courageous act.
For the last few days, whether on social media or TV channels, everything has been buzzing with the whole Indo-Pak terror attacks. Now, the whole idea of news coverage has been criticized, and I am joined here with young journalists in Chennai. Let me go ahead and ask them what were their sources of getting news during this very tense moments.
So basically, I got the news updates from Twitter, a lot of social media websites, and television, of course, and then every morning newspaper. Primary sources.
I try to avoid popular TV channels that go for a lot of debate. So I usually focus on print.
We are coming with the 200, 300, and 200, 300 itself, it's a range. You can't, 200, 300 terrorists have been killed. This is not how news is presented. Major General Officer of the Pakistani Army, Asif Ghafoor, even in his statements, everybody has mentioned a large number of terrorists, there is no specific number. See, that is one way of figuring it out, that news channels are basically just propagating fake news.
Last year, an old video in which MiG-21 shot down by our army, Indian Air Force Army, and they showed that video. They uploaded that video on their Twitter handle, and it was totally fake video. So it took us 1 or 2 days to find that it is not a fake. It is a fake video. It is not the real video. And we have seen that top Indian media houses, like top online media houses, they have uploaded a video in which they said, in which we can easily see that the Indian Air Force is attacking at GS Mohammed. Actually, the video is a video game video, not the real video, but they have showed that video. For 2 days, I have been constantly watching that particular video, and I thought it was real. So as a working journalist, it was difficult for me to find that thing. So as a normal people, common people, I don't know, it is almost next to impossible to find that is this video real or not.
Every breaking news comes with a sources said. So how do you look at this when you watch this on TV, in a newspaper, on digital media?
See, the breaking news has become a business. Every channel wants to break it first without confirming it. Even the public who's watching these channels, even they're trusting them.
And you see these TV channels being the source of influence for them to be so jingoistic, because that's how the anchors speak news.
I think we have moved from anchoring, from journalism, to become, propagators of war. I mean, as an anchor, I don't have the right to say that India should go for a war or Pakistan should go. My thing is to just tell what are the facts, what's happening. Anchors becoming defense ministers, Bollywood actors becoming spokesperson for defense because they did a movie on so-and-so subject, calling them for shows, asking them, taking their opinions, and becoming warmongers.
Our relatives who are spreading those messages, hyper-nationalistic stuff and all, there are, as you all said, that the TV channels are also there spreading out hate, like saying India strikes back and all of that stuff.
During the whole thing was going on, we got messages saying, you have to fuel your tanks up, for your vehicle should be tanked up, you should have food essentials for 30 days at least. The hospitals are painted with the cross signs, so there's a possibility of airstrike. So that kind of, they tried to scare people. They tried to this virality that they tried to achieve, that's really endangering the journalism right now.
While we have TV media channels constantly holding huge war room discussions, because that's how newsrooms have turned into. So how have you assessed the trends in the last few days?
So when we are taught how to report for the internet, off the internet, when we're running an online newsroom, the first thing our professor says is look for a verified source. So even if, say, the Prime Minister of India or Pakistan is putting out information that's wrong, it's still a verified source. That's on them. It's not on you for reporting what they are saying. I've stuck to Imran Khan's account, Narendra Modi's account, which has been very silent. But this is what I have been sticking to.
When Abhinandan had clearly not specified where he was and his parents had asked media to leave him alone, we still had media channels thronging the area, reporting live from outside saying we are at this place, we are in this part of the city and this is what we are doing, and we don't have a response. Where do you think ethics of journalism lies in this?
Hordes of VVIPs, MPs and MLAs and also celebrities going on. Obviously when they go, the journalists also would want to follow them because they would want to get a lot of PR coverage, which questions the integrity of the media, which questions the integrity of the journalists to a very huge extent. And whenever you speak to those journalists as to why you're doing this, what was the reason, it's all a game of money, it's all a game of competition, that if you do not get this, we will be fired from our job.
And then people take that issue further, saying, oh, he's a Tamilian, so if you can rescue one Tamilian from Pakistan, why can't you find the others who are in Sri Lanka? And then they take it to, and then it becomes a cultural issue, and then it becomes an ethnic issue.
We're talking about the response time taken by a leader of the country who's responsible for every action, especially something of such a big stature that the entire country, in fact the entire world is talking about. So how would you assess the way in which the ruling government has been dealing with the entire situation?
Ministry of External Affairs did a press conference at 3:15 and it was barely a 30 to 40 second statement in which they said that one pilot has been confirmed as missing and Pakistan claims that we have the pilot. So it was barely 30 to 40 seconds and the media was not allowed to ask questions. Now if the government is not, like if the media is not getting what they want from the government, they will start resorting to some sort of tactics which may not be the most correct. But then they're looking at it from a very business oriented point of view, because at the end of the day this is also a career for them.
Concealing something, if something has happened, you should accept it. And as I said previously as well, that the video had already featured from a very verified source, the Information Ministry of Pakistan. So they have to come out, talk to the people, and in the way Narendra Modi reacted after the Pulwama terror attack happened, it was like he was playing some kind of politics, keeping in mind the general elections as well. Like he said that desh nahi jhukne dunga, desh nahi mitne dunga. Yeah, it's fine, you have to say those kind of things, but then your tone has to be there and your intent should show, not the words.
As common people, we are not in a position where we can decide how, what time frame should the defense or even our ministers take, to reply. There are certain protocols, there are certain procedures they need to adapt to come to a conclusion, to make a statement. Because as we said, whatever they say, we agree. We are agreeing to what Major General is putting forward, or even, the Air Force of Twitter page of Air Force of Pakistan is putting forward. But then they put forward wrong news as well. They had said that two planes crashed, two aircraft crashed into Pakistan, whereas no one aircraft fell in India's territory and the other fell into the POK. We have no proof that, was there a Jaish-e-Mohammed camp? We have no proof, but then still give it time. At no point you have the right to mislead your audience, the viewers, the citizens of not just India but globally.
Okay, it might be a political strategy, everything is a political strategy, but he's maintained his calm, he's maintained his composure, and he's saying let sanity prevail. And in India, even Modi is saying ghar mein ghus ke marenge, hum kisi ko jhukne nahi denge. You cannot address another country's prime minister as a commoner. He is a prime minister, he holds the same designation as you do, he's in the same situation as you are.
Selling news as a commodity.
Imposing our opinions on others.
Generate information and sell it.
Who's come first? And again, propaganda.
The first thing that is taught in a J school or a journalism school is the difference between PR and journalism. Today I feel the journalism has become PR. Every political party has their own channel.
Still the credibility must be preferred rather than delivering it fast.
Gather, verify and then spread the information.
The ABC of journalism, accuracy, balance and clarity, has gone for a toss, and I hope it comes back.
That can happen only if journalism is once again seen and viewed as bias-free truth, presentation of just truth.